The artwork is a portrait of Empress Eugénie, the consort of Napoleon III, the last emperor of France. The portrait was created by Marie-Pauline Laurent, a French painter who specialized in enamel painting. Enamel painting is a technique that involves applying powdered glass to a metal surface and then fusing it with heat to create a glossy and durable image. The portrait is a close copy of a painting by Franz Xaver Winterhalter, a German painter who was famous for his portraits of royalty and upper-class society in the mid-19th century. Winterhalter painted the original portrait of Empress Eugénie in 1854, and it is now in the collection of the Palace of Compiègne. Winterhalter was the official portraitist of Napoleon III and his court, and he painted many portraits of Empress Eugénie and her ladies-in-waiting. The portrait shows Empress Eugénie in her youth, with her hair styled in an updo and wearing a white dress with a pink sash and a green shawl. The dress is similar to the one she wore at her wedding to Napoleon III in 1853. The portrait is set in an oval frame with ornate gold detailing. The frame was probably added later by the owner of the portrait. The portrait is currently on view at the Met Fifth Avenue in Gallery 556, as part of the European Sculpture and Decorative Arts collection. The portrait was purchased by the museum in 2004, with the help of the Friends of European Sculpture and Decorative Arts gifts. Empress Eugénie and Napoleon III had a turbulent relationship, marked by political conflicts, personal scandals, and public scrutiny. They were both ambitious and passionate, but also had different views on many issues, such as the role of the Church, the fate of Italy, and the expansion of the empire. Some of the major events in their marriage include the Crimean War, 1853 to 1856. Napoleon III joined Britain and the Ottoman Empire in a war against Russia, hoping to gain prestige and influence in Europe and the Middle East. Eugénie supported the war effort and visited the wounded soldiers in the hospitals. She also became friends with Queen Victoria, who admired her courage and charm. The Suez Canal, 1859 to 1869. Napoleon III supported the construction of the Suez Canal, a project initiated by the French diplomat Ferdinand de Lesseps, who was a friend of Eugénie. The canal was seen as a strategic and economic asset for France and its allies, as it connected the Mediterranean and the Red Sea, and facilitated trade and travel between Europe and Asia. Eugénie attended the inauguration ceremony of the canal in 1869, along with many other dignitaries. The Mexican Intervention, 1861 to 1867. Napoleon III intervened in the Civil War in Mexico, hoping to establish a friendly monarchy under his cousin, Maximilian of Habsburg. Eugénie was a strong advocate of this intervention, as she sympathized with the Catholic cause and the plight of the Mexican people. However, the intervention was a disaster, as it faced resistance from the Mexican Republicans, the United States, and the public opinion in France. Maximilian was captured and executed by the Mexican forces in 1867, and Napoleon III withdrew his troops. The Franco-Prussian War, 1870 to 1871. Napoleon III declared war on Prussia, a rising power in Germany, after a diplomatic crisis over the Spanish succession. Eugénie opposed the war, as she feared the consequences of a defeat and the loss of the Papal States in Italy. The war was a catastrophe for France, as it resulted in the capture of Napoleon III and his army at Sedan, the siege of Paris, the proclamation of the Third Republic, and the loss of Alsace and Lorraine. Eugénie fled to England with her son, the Prince Imperial, and never saw her husband again.